13. You didn't know who Angelo was. Oh, this is going back a ways. The first two-parter I did on the show was the Uncanny X-Men storyline, Holy War. And I know this may be a shock to you all, but Holy War? It wasn't a very good story. It contained many elements that by now people know are my recurring complaints in superhero comics, but one that got more people upset than me was the death of the character Angelo Espinosa, aka the X-Men member Skin. I made several jokes at the expense of poor Angelo on the basis that I had no idea who the hell he was, which pissed off many comic fans who are fans of the character. Considering how many times I rant and rave about unnecessary pointless deaths in comics, I really should have been more sensitive. I do apologize to those fans who may have been upset that I made the guy a punchline simply on the basis of not knowing him since, well, I don't follow the X-Men. This brings up a point, though, that I do want to address. It's been suggested before that I'm an expert when it comes to comics, or that I have a wealth of information when it comes to the majority of comic books out there. The sad truth is that I am not in any way an expert when it comes to sequential art. Do I know a lot? Yes, but that's because of the stuff I do read. I could name off 99% of the members of the Teen Titans because I've read most of their series, and if I haven't read them, I at least know most of the backstories. I have no formal training in comic book artwork or writing. Most of what I've learned I've read in books or just have common sense about how a page flows as I'm reading it. In the end, I'm just a fan who really, really cares about the medium of comics. And as a proponent of the medium, I have just one small request of Marvel. Please, for the love of God, stop making X-Men comics! Seriously, it's bad enough that there are 800 gajillion X-Men out there, so I didn't know who Angelo was, but the more I think about the X-Men, the less sense they make. Hell, ignore the science of the X-Men and mutants alike. They don't make sense in the Marvel Universe at all. What, super soldiers made by the US government are okay, but mutants aren't? The Fantastic Four get mutated in space, but they get a free pass from hate and fear? Hell, a lot of the dumber events of the Marvel Universe can get traced back to the X-Men. The Superhuman Registration Act is really just an extension of the Mutant Registration Act of the X-Men. Remember that time the Scarlet Witch went nuts and made a stupid alternate reality? Or hey, how about the time the minds of Charles Xavier and Magneto formed into a giant, stupid-looking villain named Onslaught who killed the Avengers and Fantastic Four so Marvel could reboot them in a new universe under the wise talents of Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee. Remember, kids, Rob Liefeld, drawing Captain America, gave us this classic image. And all because of the X-Men. Hell, of the few X-Men books I've read, the only one I really enjoyed was Exiles. And that was just sliders with superheroes. And yet they still found a way to make it overly complicated and ridiculous. Hey, see this mutton chop guy? He's an amalgamation of the characters' collective thoughts, and they've all become unstuck in time, even though they're traveling through alternate universes, not through time, but what? Oh, wait, he's not a collective amalgamation of their thoughts who somehow knows everything, but actually a hologram created by a bunch of insect creatures who accidentally broke the space-time continuum inside of a palace made of pink crystals. It is sad when that is the more plausible explanation for what's going on. Please, Marvel, stop the X-Men before they do any more damage, like, I don't know, the Red Skull eating Charles Xavier's brain or something. We were talking about my screw-ups, weren't we?